Hey everybody, Jeff here. This is Illuminated Fate, doing another meditation here. Today we have, with the Tao Stones, Earth Yang over Earth Yin. Now, the last meditation we had Earth Yang over Yin. It was talking about not having any sort of momentum. Things were cold, nothing was growing, right? This is an interesting one. So Earth over Earth. Here's the proverb. If you've never done anything wrong, why worry about devils knocking on your door? Here's the poem. There's the shaman dancing. There, on top of the mound. He may be a man of vision, but he's careless with his name. Bang! He beats his drum. Underneath the empty mound, whether it's winter or summer, his bird feathers in hand. Now here's the meditation that we have for today. As this poem makes clear, shamans have always been strange characters, slightly feared. When the spirits possess the shamans, they cease to worry about how they seem in this world because they are in touch with the spiritual world. All the great spiritual teachers, Zoroaster, Christ, Muhammad, Guru Nanak, to name a few, were likewise uninterested or appearing normal, for they were touched or filled by God. Are you? Yeah, that question alone kind of brought me to a place where over the last month, I've been trying to get back in touch with things, but in a deeper way than what I had before. You know, it's one thing to do the practices, the motions, the rituals, but to actually feel it is kind of what I would say, and I think others would say, is kind of the more important thing. But in order to really feel these things, we have to really be in touch with ourselves and our rhythms. I'm just gonna go ahead and move this camera a little bit. I'm not really centered, but you know what? I don't think I'm I'm the kind of person that needs to have a centered, angular format here. I don't know. If anybody has any thoughts on that matter, why don't you go ahead and leave a comment. Kind of help out these videos. Let's see, what to do with the cards. What to do about the cards. You know, there was a deck that I had in mind. Here it is. Since we're talking about weirdness and things being off kilter, why don't we do the Fairy Lights deck for the 3-card pull? This is a very interesting deck that I found a few years back. Has some abstract imagery to it. And I see now the light's going to be fighting with me, but you know what? Let's just roll with it. That's what we've been doing so far. Might as well not stop here. All right, here we go. Just gonna center myself and pull it for the collective. What card delivers the message that we need to hear right now? As those of you are coming onto this page or have had this drop in your feed, these are now meant to be a timeless message. Something that is supposed to come to you when the time is right for you to hear the message that the cards are bringing about. What does the collective need to hear on this day? First card. Okay. So, rushing motion. We have the Eight of Wands. Now, with the Eight of Wands, as with life, there are a lot of things that are just in motion. We don't know how it's going to end. We know how all of it began. We don't know where it's going to land. We don't know if it's going to be in our favor. We don't know if it's going to be against us. We just don't know. And part of the thing about not knowing is that you have to have comfort in the fact that you do not know, which is difficult because it's the not knowing, the unknown, that really causes the anxieties within a person. Let's see what the second card is. Oh. Just trying to feel it out. All right. Okay. So, we also have the Six of Wands. So, much like I was saying, even though there's a lot of uncertainty about where these things are going to land, and you're just kind of watching things flow, you have to trust the process, because there are little victories that you can have. The Six of Wands is typically associated with those personal victories, the kind of things that make it so that people recognize it. It's a win. And if we just sort of trust the process and allow for the win to come and don't worry, we're going to have a more focused mind and actually make it so that we can have the proper victory in the unknown. It's really the worry and the fear that causes our minds to get all jumbled up. And then we just sort of stray from the point where we could make the proper decisions in order to do what is needed to take some of these things that are up in the air and kind of tie it over into our personal realm and make it something that is advantageous to us instead of something that's going to work against us. Last card. That one popped right out. Then we have the Hierophant. This is the fifth card in the Major Arcana. Let's look at all three of these together. We were talking about shamanism in the meditation and being touched with God. And a lot of this, it's strange because it sort of reflects the course of my life within the last month of feeling uneasy about things, looking inward a little bit deeper, and then kind of realizing the course of action that needed to be taken. But that realization was kind of the personal one that I got personally. And I wonder if this kind of applies to whomever's watching. But all right, so in an era of uncertainty, we talked about that trust and kind of finding where we needed to do, what we needed to do, where we needed to be to find the victory that we needed to find within this era of uncertainty. And then with the Hierophant, that's very much what did we learn in this process, and how can we teach that to others? How is this part of our path? With the Hierophant, we're dealing with, kind of finding one's own path amidst the traditions that we follow, and kind of finding a way to kind of flavor it in our own sort of way. I want to look at the numbers that we have here. So we got 8, 6, and 5. So let's see, 8 and 6, 14, 5 is 19, 9 and 1 would be 10. So numerologically, this is all telling us that everything that we've gone through and where we came out on the other end, and what that means in our deeper spiritual lives as we craft and mold the path that is unique to us, has taken us to a new place, a new beginning, one that expresses a deeper understanding of the divine. I encourage everybody to sit with this one as you're going about your day, after you watch it, even into the next day, to kind of find where you took the chaos of your life and transmuted it into a tool that you can use to better yourself and put yourself more in alignment with who you truly are. And with that, once again, I'm Jeff. This is Illuminated Fate. You all have a great day. I'll see you again soon.